cool temperature, but cool, stylish. Habari za kazi, dada. So how is the something, sister? Kazi, work.
Dada.
How's the work? How's the job, sister? How are you? It would be for the U form, hani jambo. Who? And it's a negative, but it's asking a question, are you not well? I believe it's negative. Hujambo Juma.
Umeshindaje?
Umeshindaje. Umeshindaje. How you been? Umeshindaje. How did you wake up, Emilia? Umeamkaje. 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 And I think gets a beat of its own. Since M and K aren't made in the same place, it's probably almost definitely two distinct sounds. And it's not going to close that syllable. I think there are no closed syllables in native Swahili words. Umeamkaje. I haven't seen one yet that I can recall. Emilian, though, that has one. Closed means the syllable ends in a consonant sound, like this name does. This name is not native Swahili.
Juma umelalaje?
Lots of Arabic words around. Juma is the name. Umelalaje. Shouldn't have left that out. Umelalaje. How did you sleep? Lala, is that okay? Kulala would be the infinitive. This J, what's that? Umelalaje. Is this a noun? It's got a verb root in it, but it can be a noun just as well as a verb. Juma, how was your sleep? Is it? Umelalaje. So is it a past? Is me the past marker?
Habari ni nzuri.
Habari ni nzuri.
Habari ni nzuri.
Nzuri. News is good. Pardon me just here. Bitches. I need to keep the cat away from something. So one of the main uses, if it's a noun referring to a human most of the time, the masculine ending will be clear. Same for female names of female people. But there are human nouns that just happen to be neuter gender. Right? Neuter is Latin, it means neither. Ne uter, not either of two. It's a compound word originally, kind of fused together into a single stem now. Longum iter. So this longum is clearly accusative singular. Well, unless it's neuter also. But in this case it is neuter. It's the object of the making. The thing I make is a long road. I make a long journey. Fuck you, I get the meaning I from the O at the end. Which continues in all of the daughter languages in their own ways. Make a long journey.
Marcus et Stephanus iter faciunt.
Okay. Habari ni nzuri. The news, habari. That's Arabic, khabar. In origin, Arabic origin, habari. I think the E is added to make it pronounceable in that CB pattern. Nzuri, I think, is a pre-nasalized fricative. probably best regarded as a single sound, just a complex segment. Nzuri. Habari za kazi dada, sister.
Dada.
How is kazi, the work? So za kazi. Question about what's the difference between za and ya. It's always the option of looking it up. And here we got za plural. Maybe ya is singular. Kazi, and it's an abstract thing that you can't really touch, like the job, the work. How is, what's new? What's new with the job, sister? His work, sister.
Juma umelalaje?
It's got that sleep root in it, lala. By root, I mean a piece that an analyst would identify. It's not necessarily a word on its own. Talking about the repeated syllable la. Those two together are a verbal root for sleeping. Juma, how did you sleep? Okay. All right, today our topic, welcome back to Lango Institute. I'm your verb ally. Tonight our topic is the Germanic languages, German and her sister and cousin languages. So we're going to be looking at, first of all, German. And then I want to break up the Scandinavian languages, space them apart. Especially let's do Norwegian next. And then Swedish at the end. And in between we will go to Dutch and Danish. Let's try that. And soon we'll have Yiddish, which is, I believe, also belongs in the Germanic family. GMC, my abbreviation. So it's more than just German. The language of Germany and Austria, Switzerland, that standard German and its dialects. Germanic includes a range of languages, name of a larger family, which includes, among others, these guys. Now, Norwegian, Danish, and Swedish, those are Scandinavian. They're in the North Germanic branch. The other ones on here are in the West Germanic, including English, which I suppose we could do a lesson of as well, but we'll be hearing lots of English. All right, let's do a quick, we're going to see some nouns, and nouns in German have cases. Let's review the basic functions quickly. And the names of the case forms, just a grammatical label for the way in which what am I talking about? A noun can appear, this case form. And they have certain uses closely associated with them. Nominative is the case that's used for a subject of a sentence. Accusative for a direct object. And let's put now dative, and we'll mention genitive if we see it. If I remember, it's kind of on a different footing. This one is for an indirect object. All functions that noun phrases can play in a sentence. There's others too. These are the big ones, the most frequent, the primordial use of them. So I'll be using these labels, nom for nominative. I'll keep this visible so you can just remind yourself what on earth I'm talking about. It's really, it's important to distinguish them. This is a grammatical function, subject of a sentence, and this is the name of class of noun forms, nominative. One is the name for the name of the form, and the other is a label for a function. They're different things, closely associated. Okay, that out of the way. We're really early stages here of this German course. We're not going to see anything but the present tense verb. No other tenses for now. So, the milk. Let's listen.
Der Honig.
Honig. One of the ways to pronounce the final G is with a ich, where the sound is produced just by the friction of that slender space in the mouth.
Der Honig.
Some dialects may pronounce the final G as a k.
Das Frühstück.
breakfast.
Die Milch.
Die Milch. Now this D tells us it's feminine. And all I want to say about these two are arbitrary names in any grammar. M masculine, F for feminine, N for neuter. There's just 3 drawers in which we store our nouns mentally in German. There's nothing odd about the name of a liquid being feminine. It's just got to belong. Every noun has got to belong to at least one of these 3. Some belong to more than one. And then the adjectives and the determiners, they'll agree with their nouns.
Ihr trinkt Wasser.
Yeah, that's plural. You trinkt. This T is the ending that makes the verb agree with
Ihr.
You all. Drink, are drinking. Wasser, water. And each of our English words is related to its German counterpart.
Wir trinken Wasser.
We trinken. Here, N is what you need on the verb if the subject is wir, we. Drink water.
Sie trinken.
Sie trinken. Sie can mean many things. And if it's capitalized at the beginning of a sentence, it's a bit more challenging to unravel which one. So the verb is plural. It can mean they are drinking or you in a formal sense. You, sir, you, ma'am, are drinking. It can also mean they drink.
Sie trinken Wasser.
So they're a bit unlike English. Sie trinken Wasser. This could also be. So in that formal you meaning, we will always capitalize it. They drink water. Yeah.
Du trinkst Wasser.
Very same words for that. Du is thou, meaning you singular. And it's not something you would say to an adult upon first meeting them, but you could use this with children. Du. You drink water. And so the verb suffix for agreement with du is the st here. Du trinkst. And for that, it's good to compare in older styles of English. So biblical, like King James English still. Du trinkst corresponds exactly, piece by piece, with thou drinkest. We had this st ending in there until pretty recently, a few centuries ago. It's dropped out now because we no longer use thou, except in certain ritual uses of language. We drink milk and water, but in German it's still part of the living language. Wir, we, trink, this is the stem, the ending en, trinken. It's not really sounded here, trinken. Oh, hi. Does Duo not have Isländska? Alas, no, it does not. Sorry, I didn't see that sooner. Wow, closer. I am drinking milk, and you are drinking water. So, here's the word and, conjoining 2 independent sentences. On either side, it's complete thought. Ich, stem is trink, and the ending, just letter E, trinke. Ich, we don't need an article here. But it's still a feminine noun. Here, singular grammatical form. This one doesn't have a plural. And you are drinking water. Und, and, du trinkst Wasser. We drink milk and water. Wir trinken Milch. Und, so a D at the end of a word is not going to sound as a D, but becomes voiceless T. Milch und Wasser. So that's a bit of German, and stick to the schedule for at least the first round. Norwegian will be next.
Ren.
Ren.
Lang.
Kald.
Cold. We don't hear the D.
Ren.
What's that? Clear sky? I can't really tell. What
Lang.
is that in? Is it a bar of soap? We don't know. Lang, just like the German. To mean long. Kall.
Ren.
Maybe clean? Pure?
Lang.
Yeah, okay, clean. It's soap bubbles on some object.
Kald.
Kall. So this one and the last related to the English words.
Huset mitt veldig stort.
Veldig stort. Huset mitt is a noun phrase. The word meaning my, that possessive pronoun, can go on either side of a noun. Here it's following, and the
Huset.
noun is marked definite. The house of mine. And it's a neuter noun, that's why T for the definite form and agreement T in the pronoun. This is my. House my. It'll be is in English. Veldig stort.
Huset mitt veldig stort.
Veldig stort. It's very big.
Veldig.
I think this one originally meaning violent.
Veldig.
And over time to just vary. Is very stort. Big. Huset. And the final T is written.
Huset.
You heard.
Huset mitt veldig stort.
This single T, I mean.
Huset mitt veldig stort.
And I think that this double T in Norwegian. Huset mitt. And let's do it piece by piece. Transcript or just breakdown. Use the dot. So hus should be the stem there. And I think this mitt with the long T, that long T must represent mean, the pronoun, and then an agreement suffix T, and then you have assimilation. But it still has the rhythmic structure as if it were two distinct consonants, a full 2 metric slots there. So that's the noun house. And this is an enclitic, I would say, like a suffix for our purposes, and the mit is my, and it's neuter agreement. Neuter being one of the noun classes. Minute. So what I'm using the capitals for is grammatical markers and functions. And then the lowercase is for meanings. Hus means house, and mit means my. And the endings carry grammatical information. Clean.
Lang. Kald.
Kall.
Ren.
Ren. Long E sound there, and it's a diphthong.
Ren.
Ren.
Huset mitt veldig stort.
Huset mitt veldig stort. Oh, huset mitt veldig stort. I'll explain it back there.
Huset mitt veldig stort.
Stort. What happens when you have R
Stort.
and then a consonant like T is you'll curl the tongue. They will telescope into a single segment. Stort is a retroflex. Stop.
Vi har en lang katt.
Vi har en lang katt. So it's just word for word, just like English with our cousin words. We have in is the numeral 1 or a long cat.
Hun trenger en ren kniv.
She trenger en ren kniv. I think that's need, this verb. She needs, then object noun phrase, a clean knife. And the K in this word knife, in the cousin word in Norwegian, is still sounded.
Hun trenger en ren kniv.
Ren kniv. It's not just randomly written in English, it was centuries ago pronounced.
Vi har en lang katt.
Vi har en lang katt. Vi har en lang katt.
Barna spiser kald is.
Okay. Since the verb doesn't tell me if this is singular or plural, gotta think on that. It's not plural definite. It'd be, I think, barnana. Or is it? This one is quote unquote irregular. It's exceptional.
Barna.
The children, plural definite. So most plural definite ones in Norwegian that we've seen so far have this E-N-E in the spelling, but not this one. And this, yeah, I think it's a neuter noun, so the inflection is unlike the dominant pattern we've seen. The children. Spiser is they eat. Kall is, cold ice cream.
Det trygt her?
Det trygt här? Is it something here? Neuter agreement.
Trygt.
Trygt, safe. Trygt. What do I know that's related to that? Is it safe? Here, word for word. Just a different origin for their word safe. Our safe comes from Latin salvus, with the devoicing of the V and loss of the L. Safe. This is probably just Old English might have had a
Trygt.
closer related form here.
Trygt.
Trygt.
Huset trygt.
Huset. So it sounds like that, and there's a silent T. You gotta really listen for that silent letter.
Huset trygt.
Here to be is trygt. That would be the stem, and T is the agreement suffix, showing that this word is referring back to the noun. That's one way to think about this case and gender marking. What that accomplishes is it makes clear what word is applying to what, even if they're not next to each other in the sentence. Like here, we've got the verb coming in, but we know this one, or we have a good guess as hearers, as we're trying to decode a message like this, that this adjective trygt, safe, is modifying the house.
Bordet tungt?
That's their neuter in form. Bordet tungt.
Bordet tungt?
Okay, the D and the T not really there as stops anymore.
Bordet tungt? Tungt.
Heavy. This is like by accident. Okay, heavy, difficult, tricky. I don't know any related words to this one offhand. Bore is the table. Is the table heavy?
Bordet tungt?
Bordet tungt is the table heavy.
Sengen min hard.
Sengen min hard.
Sengen min hard.
Really, just like the G is not sounded in sengen, the D is
Hard.
really lost in hard. My bed is hard. And here we've got the possessive word following the noun. That's the phrase. And the noun is in the definite form. The bed of mine. But in English, our possessive words are determiners. We wouldn't say the my bed. Is firm or hard.
Hun trenger en ren kniv.
She needs a clean knife. Hun trenger en ren kniv. Barna, cognitive, bairn. Yes, good. Good eye, Levi. Archaic Scots word meaning children. So other words. So it's that root to bear a child. A born one is a child. Etymologically, I would suspect there's some, relative of that root. And in English, we don't have that as a noun for child, except to the extent Scots is English. Not the best label for it. The table is heavy. So bor is the table, and definite suffix is et, bore, tungt, and the adjective has the T to agree with the table being neuter.
Barna spiser kald is.
The D is dropped in that cluster. From that cluster. Barna spiser kald is.
Barna spiser kald is.
Is. So German ice is neuter, das Eis. But this one doesn't seem to be neuter.
Is.
Looks like it's masculine.
Barna spiser kald is.
Barna spiser kald is. So you got to be aware of the silent letters in several languages. We're seeing them. The house, definite. Huset trygt. Well, it's not the lamp. Leilighet.
Sengen min hard.
Sengen min hard. Trilled R at the tongue tip. R. Is your bed hard? Sengen, the bed. din, your. And then har. Sängen din har. The table, bordet, spelled bordet, is heavy. Tungt. Tungt. That was Norwegian. Let's do another round of German. No, let's go to Dutch. Why it gotta be so hard? So Dutch was my second language. Long time ago. And the language in which I learned to read. The hat.
De rok.
De rok.
De rok.
I think a uvular. R. I'm really interested in the varying sounds of the R phoneme.
De kleren.
De kleren. Final N is dropped.
De hoed.
De hoed. And D is devoiced to a T sound. And OE spells the OO vowel sound, single vowel, double letter. The skirt, the rok, and that's related to that word frock, and I forget what it was that we saw it in earlier, or in the past few days.
De hoed.
De hoed.
De sokken.
Sokken.
De sokken.
Sokken, voiceless S.
De rok.
De rok.
Het dier eet een sok.
A deer is definite, the animal. Ate, with no apparent ending. Eats een sok, a sock. The socks. So the EN is the plural suffix here.
De kleren. De hoed.
De hoed.
De sokken.
De sokken. The clothes. De kleren. Kleren.
De hoed. De sokken. De kleren.
Kleren. Same suffix as in children. Plural. Of course, related to clothes, and the D consonant has dropped from Dutch.
Draag je de kleren?
Draag je, do you wear them? Are you wearing definite the clothes? Are you wearing the clothes?
Het meisje draagt een trui.
Meisje, the girl. Definite, it's a neuter now. That's het. It's related to our word that. Meisje, girl, draagt is wearing. Een trouw.
Het meisje draagt een trui.
Trui.
Meisje.
So that's a front rounded diphthong. Trui, I forget what it is.
Trui.
It's wearing a sweater. A Guernsey. A Gansey. Birds do not wear clothes. Vogel. Vogelen. Vogels. S plural. So Dutch uses both the N suffix for plural marking and the S. German does too, and English really does too. We have a few small in number N plurals, children and oxen, brethren, but of course S predominates. S and Z and is in the sound. Vogels dragen niet. Gene, let's put the negative inside the noun phrase. It'll be geen. Kleren. Vogels, so the sound is dragen, but it's spelled with N. Okay, if you saw yesterday's, the Romance languages one, that Latin NT ending, this is here. We have the cousin in Germanic too, it's dropped its T, just like Spanish. Vogels dragen geen kleren. Dragen, right. The verbs, I really like this about them. I need to remember it better. They'll double the vowel for the singular forms, I, you, she, he. A single vowel letter in the plural forms. We are not wearing hats. We dragen geen hatten. Hoeden, yeah. Wait. Okay, and I was just talking about it. Did it wrong again there. Geen hoede. That's fascinating. No vowel at the end of the negative determiner. We wear no hats. Geen hoede. Wild. We are not. Okay, we get it again. Wij. We'll use the strong form of the pronoun. Dragen. Single vowel. Geen. Their long double letter for long vowel. Hoede. Here we'll hear it as a D because the following vowel puts it in the onset of the consonant and the coda. Wij dragen geen hoede. Geen hoede. We drag no hoede. Jazz robot. Boxer. Boxen. Are you challenging me to a fight or mentioning like a noun or something? Cryptic. Alright, I really need to keep a better eye on the chat. So please forgive me if it takes me a minute or two if I'm so absorbed, but I'll try to be less absorbed and more alert. Alright, let's keep to the play here. We did Dutch. Danish would be next, because I want to just keep the most similar Scandinavian ones far apart in my mind. Danish next. We are not wearing hats. Like the band. Oh, could be. Yeah, they have a lot of little musical and pop culture references on Duolingo. Dagen geen. And so one tendency that I've seen here in the Dutch course is like in German too, they'll mark negation inside the noun phrase with kein or geen rather than on the verb like we prefer in English. Alright, Danish, here we go. Present one.
Jeg ser.
Ja. Yai would be the full one.
Ja.
Ja. No. Short vowel. And lower than it looks from the spelling.
Ser.
Ser.
Ja. Jeg ser.
Jeg ser. That is I see or I watch. I am seeing.
Du løber.
Du løber. That would be running or leaping.
Løber.
Du løber.
Du løber.
Løber. So it's not a single B that I hear there. It's a lot more going
Løber.
between those vowel sounds.
Du løber.
Du løber. You are running. You run.
Den går.
Den går.
Den går.
Den går. They are going. They are walking. It is walking. Den. Okay.
Han går.
Hin, spelled H-A-N. Går. This is our verb go, as far as the form and its ancestry. They're cousin words, meaning walk. Like German too, gehen means walk as well as go.
Du skriver det.
Du skriver det.
Du skriver det.
Skriver. Unwritten glottal stop there. Du skriver. And that could be because it used to be a B there in Latin. I don't know. Why is there a glottal stop sound?
Du skriver det.
Skriver det. You are writing it. You write it.
De svømmer.
So we have den and D for the noun, for the varying genders. D, spelled with T, neuter. De svømmer.
De svømmer.
De svømmer, they are swimming. They swim.
Katten rører den.
Kitten. Rør den.
Katten rører den.
Rør den. No vowels.
Den.
In the weak pronunciation.
Katten rører den.
Rør den.
Røre.
Oh, okay. Berühren in German, it gets a prefix. Rør den.
Katten rører den.
Rør den. So there's three letter R's and they're not pronounced alike.
Katten rører den.
Rør den, to the extent they're pronounced at all. And I think
Katten.
the following T sound on the A vowel will raise it to E. The alveolar consonants will do that, it seems. So you have it in elephant, even though it's spelled A-N-T.
Katten rører den.
Kitten, the cat, definite singular, touches it, or is touching it.
Jeg sover.
So, I'm sleeping.
Jeg sover.
I sleep. He is sleeping. Hen sover.
Hun ser.
Hun ser. She sees.
Han svømmer.
Svømmer. Same thing here too. The N is raised.
Han.
A to E. Hen. He swims.
Den går.
Den go. It is walking. All right. Okay, well, I've got your attention. We are Lango Institute. Here's our front page, langoinstitute.com. Register for classes here. Please check out our blog and our podcast for language learning topics, those two. And the languages that we offer instruction at the moment. Hoping to add more in the future. So conveniently listed here on Twitter: English, Korean, Spanish, Chinese, French, German, Japanese, Portuguese, Italian, and the occasional workshops on phonetics and other topics. So if you're interested in learning any of these languages, get in touch with us. We can accommodate you. All right. And here on this Twitch stream, I'm learning bit by bit all of these languages here. And streaming about an hour or two every day at the moment, sometimes closer to 3. All right. So after Danish, let us move on to Swedish. Okay, that completes the first circuit through all of them. And soon to be joined by Yiddish, also in this Germanic family, Swedish.
Jag ser dig.
Jag ser dig.
Jag ser dig.
Ser dig. I see you. Day. If you just look at the spelling, you might recall in German, dich, the cognate.
Dig.
Using accusative. So the object form there.
Dig. Ja.
Ja.
Jag ser dig.
Ser dig.
De sjunger.
De sjunger. This pronoun they and them, they became a single form in Swedish, and we just write D,
Sjunger.
but it's pronounced with that M.
De.
They are singing, they sing.
Ankorna simmar.
Ankorna simmar. The ducks, plural, definite, are swimming, they swim.
Jag väljer smörgåsen.
Jag väljer.
Jag väljer smörgåsen.
Väljer, I choose. The smörgås. The en is a suffix for definite. The sandwich. Suffix or clitic, whichever. Väljer, I'm not too sure.
Väljer.
Yeah, choose. Väl in German.
Jag väljer smörgåsen.
Jag väljer smörgåsen. And the
Smörgåsen.
definite is marked by this suffix.
Smörgåsen.
Animate now, not neuter.
Han hoppar.
Han hoppar. He. So same spelling as Danish for he, but Danish hen in pronunciation here, han, is jumping. I think. I'm just going to guess. Might as well go ahead and jump. So our word hop is probably taken from Norse. Otherwise, they probably would not, these two words, English and the Swedish, would not align so closely.
De skriver inte.
De skriver inte. Inte is the negating particle. They write not, they do not write.
Pojken skriver ett brev.
Pojken, the boy, skriver ett brev. Ett, double T. Good grief, won't give me the sentence because of a single T. My answer should not.
Pojken kommer.
Pojken, definite, the boy. This word is from Finnish. Kommer is coming.
Vi går.
Vi går. We are going. We are walking. We walk.
De kommer.
De kommer. They are coming. De kommer. De.
Pojken skriver ett brev.
Pojken skriver ett brev. Okay, because this one also reflects en and the suffix t, ent. That's why it's a long T. It's because of assimilation. Alright. And I'd like to, well, let's go back to German. And then I want to do something which is not a Germanic language, but has been in contact with it for a while, and that is Finnish. But first, let's recap some German, because we do it so rarely. Accusative case is the theme here. Yeah. The apple.
Die Frauen. Die Milch, der Apfel.
Der, D-E-R, masculine word for the.
Bitte einen Apfel.
Bitte, please. Einen, accusative there, because you're asking for it. You want it to be given to you, so it's in the object form. Bitte einen Apfel. One apple, please.
Ich trinke und ich esse.
Trinke. Cool story, bro. I drink. Und, and ich esse. Eat. So the I.
Ich trinke.
The very same word, of course. Trinke is the suffix, this E letter. English, everything is dropped except we have an S for the he, she forms. Used to be inflected, just like German, because we used to be a single language with them, with all of these that we've seen so far, except the Swahili at the beginning. These all go back to a single speech community many centuries ago.
Die Frau ist.
Die Frau ist. Sounds just like
Frau ist.
Is verb to be, but this one is the eating verb. The woman is eating or eats.
Ein Junge isst einen Apfel.
Ein Junge. This one's nominative. The subject of the sentence ist einen. Here's the accusative. Apfel, because it's the object of the action of eating. It's the thing eaten. So remember, anytime you see a German noun, it's going to be in one of the four cases. It can't not be in a case. And it's just useful as a learner, someone trying to acquire the ability to speak and understand German. Every time you see a noun, try to figure out somehow which case it must be. And then look at the forms. Look at the endings of the words and the determiners. Remember those. And remember also where there's no ending. That's a significant thing too.
Ihr esst Brot.
Ihr esst Brot. That's the you all, the plural. You eat, not isst. As in he, she eats. It's kind of an interesting change. So this is German. And it's with verbs. Ich. Let's do the sie. He, she. Isst means eats. And then we have ihr, you plural, est. You plural, eat. Oh, bread, darn it.
Wir essen Brot.
Wir gets the en suffix on the verb. We eat bread. And a zero suffix in English.
Sie essen.
Sie is they eat. Yeah, I'm making mistakes in German. I grew up speaking German. It's rather embarrassing.
Ihr esst Brot.
Ihr esst. You all, you eat bread. Because, so there's nothing that marks it that we can see.
Brot.
Knowing it's
Esst.
the object of eating, it's bread, we know it's got to be accusative. The case. This form, Brot, is nominative as well. Same form. Happens a lot. Okay, now one that is not Germanic. I already said what it was. Finnish, spoken there east of Sweden. There's Swedish spoken in Finland. It was the official language there for a time. Lots of Finnish influence. Lots of Swedish influence on Finnish and much older stuff taken from this family. And it's one of the ones we've neglected the longest now. I think maybe not. As much as I remember. Finish. Yes, should we write ist with scharfes S? Would it have been that way before the reform? I don't quite recall. Yeah, I think it would have. But now no longer? Do you know why, Levi? What's the rule about double letter S versus scharfes S? Okay, let me go to the... Here's one way to find it. Lexilogos, German. Has a special letter. Here's the capital. You never need the... almost never would you ever need the capital form of this. Looks kind of like a B or a beta. It's open at the bottom there. So you could write it as a single stroke, and it's a contraction of an S and a Z. So that long S that we have in English, Declaration of Independence, where it's just like an F, missing the cross stroke, that's fused with that Z that was more like a yog, right, a 3 shape. So it was kind of a 1-ish type shape for the S, and then a 3-like shape. And then they just fused into a single letter. That's what this is, and it's sounded as s always, yes, with vowel length. Forgot what I was. Whatever. That's estet. So finish. Really nice close correspondence between spelling and sounds. Letters of the written form and the sounds of the spoken word.
Poni,
Bonni, short vowels.
pupu, sininen,
Sininen. Sininen. Bunny.
koira,
Koira. 3 beats with 3 short vowels.
sininen,
Sininen.
pupu,
Deme pupu on sininen. Deme, I think is that. What is this? This, close to. Deme. Deme. This rabbit bunny on is sininen, blue. Suppers in the package. Nope, close. I'm thinking of green. Cute. Supper. Supper. Short vowels. The long ones in Finnish are always written with a double vowel letter.
tämä pupu on söpö,
Deme pupu on supper. Deme. Lots of umlauts here, flying all over the place. Deme. That's what we call the double dot. Deme pupu on supper. And each of these vowels, each of these words has its vowel repeated.
tämä pupu on söpö,
Each of the lexical words. Supper. Se on kaunis. This kaunis seems to have been borrowed from an ancestral form or an old Germanic dialect, millennia ago, I would say. And schön in German is related to this one. It goes back to skaunis. So we finish now. Kaunis was at an earlier stage a loanword of Germanic skaunis, with a cluster which Finnish did not allow, so it dropped the S. That was a perfectly pronounceable word. There wasn't a Z, maybe, or just got heard as an S through devoicing. And this Germanic word, elsewhere on the continent of Europe, was becoming schön in German. Spell the umlaut sideways. Or, so the official way, the workaround, is you use an E after the O, the equivalent to those 2 dots, the umlaut. Schön. Where the ska cluster, yeah, right, what happened? I think K became a fricative, so that was an assimilation of the manner, scha, like you still have in Dutch schoen, for the word shoe, not this word, but the same cluster, ska, and then that got worn down within German and English to a sh, single fricative, instead of a sequence of them. Au, those sort of meet in an o, And then the E of the second syllable colors the O to an U. Schön. Over time. Those are the main changes that happened on the way to. And the second syllable, those weak final syllables just almost entirely dropped in German. So, like I said, Finnish is not in the family, not in any way related that we know of to Germanic and Indo-European. But centuries ago, those speech communities were in contact, and there's transfer of words from one to another. The languages don't have to be related to take words from each other. Se on. Now the se is a pointing word. It. It is beautiful. German for it is s. We take the same two, the opposite order. It is pretty. It's beautiful. Excuse me.
Undulaatti.
Undulati. The voice stops are relatively rare in Finnish. It's always noteworthy when you got one.
Undulaatti. Pupu.
Pupu, that funny word. Now we've got a long P here.
Puppu.
Pupu. It's an extra beat to the word.
Pupu.
Short vowels. Two open syllables. Se. It is beautiful. Kaunis. Se on kaunis. So, here's the slogan. Let me get the SZ. Die Straße ist lang. SZ. So I can just click it. Or I bet if I did S equals, boom, it converts it. Straße ist lang. Die Gasse ist kurz. What do you make of that, Levi? Okay, take some more German, make that the core of this stream.
Die Zeitschrift.
Zeitschrift.
Der Regen.
Note it's not an in the second syllable, it's a weakened vowel.
Die Zeitung.
Zeitung, I think, corresponds in form to our word tidings.
Du liest.
Du liest. So really, this S is doing double duty. It's part of the stem lesen, the mutated vowel. And the ST is the suffix for a do form of a verb. You, intimate form, are reading.
Sie liest.
Sie liest, that's just got to be she. The same sound as the word for they and the polite one for you. Sie. Spelled S, but at the beginning of a syllable, it's going to be a Z sound wherever possible. Sie liest, she is reading, she reads.
Du liest.
Du liest.
Du liest eine Zeitung.
Liest eine Zeitung. You are reading, you read a newspaper.
Sie liest.
If a long vowel, use sharp S. Exactly, yeah. And if short, use SS. You explained it to me once, but I don't have so grip on the voweling. Straße, right? Straße. Gasse. We can do that Japanese method. It's not as strictly Moraic as Japanese, but it works roughly. Straße. That comes from Latin via, which means way, and strata, which is like laid down or paved. And then losing the head noun became strata, borrowed into early Germanic, gives our word street, German Straße. It's been long, I think. Strata. I think not strata, strata, but strata. Sterno is the present of that verb. So that stem had a laryngeal in it, I think, this root. Okay, where are we? We're reading Sie liest. She reads. Sie liest. And note the S at the beginning of the syllable is a Z. Here, with the voiceless T following, it's at the end of the syllable, it's a S, voiceless. Same letter, two sounds. And others exist. You are reading a newspaper, du, and that's appropriate to use if with a child. not with with an adult stranger. Du liest eine Zeitung, and all nouns in German, capital letter. She reads a newspaper. Sie liest eine Zeitung. EI, and the spelling is I in the sound. Just say the name of the second letter there in English. EI and IE. And Gasse, yeah. Don't think English has a cognate for that. Gasse. But you can hear how it's a shorter vowel than the first one in Straße. So now that they've been using this new spelling for 20 years, keep an eye out for that. The opposition of the scharfes S with the double S will clue you in. So Fuß, the word foot, that's a long vowel. It's written with scharfes S. Fuß. S equals, and plural too, Füße. Fu equals S equals E. Fuß, Füße, those are long. Alright, what should I do after this next unit of Swedish? What'll it be?
Kvinnan lagar mat.
Lager. She makes food, she cooks. Kvinnan, the woman. Kvinnan lagar mat. Yeah, verb is good.
Jag hör dig.
Jag hör dig.
Jag hör dig.
I hear ya.
Det regnar inte.
Det regnar.
Det regnar inte.
Sounds like regnar. Inte.
Det regnar inte.
Could be a mistake, but it's not a gna from what I hear. So this is, if you think of German, Regen also has a G. G-E-N or G-N in the spelling. Regen, regnen. This means it is not raining.
Jag hör dig.
Hör dig. I hear you. Jag hör dig. Audios not sound correct.
Barnen sover.
Alright, sover. The verb here doesn't help us. Singular, plural. Barnen. But it's not barna. It's... Wait. Yeah, it's got to be definite. Singular, the child. Sleeps. Sleeps. Children. Barnen. I'm mixing up my languages.
Vargarna springer.
Vargarna springer. So this is like the Norwegian E-N-E. Here, this part in Swedish, you can still segment it bit by bit. Plural marking first, and then the definite marker following. The wolves. And it's not that they jump, I think this means run.
Springer. Flickan sover.
Flickan, the girl, sover, sleeps.
Kvinnan åker.
Kvinnan åker. The woman walks. Goes, åker.
Du säljer frukt.
Du säljer frukt.
Du säljer frukt.
And take your time on those final clusters in Swedish. Listen to the delay in the release of the K and the T.
Du säljer frukt.
Frukt. So it sounds like a long K there to me. Frukt.
Du säljer frukt.
And then you have each released. Well, that's the way to do it. Unless you telescope them into one segment. You sell fruit. Fruit, this word is from Latin. In both languages. Not an inherited word from the proto-language.
Det regnar inte.
Det regnar inte. It's not raining. Det regnar inte.
Kvinnan lagar mat.
The woman cooks. Kvinnan lagar mat.
Barnen sover.
Barnen sover. The children sleep.
Kvinnan åker.
Kvinnan åker. The woman goes. clogs.
De bril.
De bril.
De tas.
De tas.
De klompen.
De klompen.
Het hemd.
Het hemd. This noun, German has it too, hemd, very same spelling, is related to camisa, Spanish, chemise in French.
Het pak.
For the suit.
Het ondergoed.
The G in Dutch is always a G. And the D, because it's the end of the word, will be a T sound.
Het kind draagt geen klompen.
Geen klompen. So singular verb.
Het
Child that does not wear it.
draagt.
Singular. So it's kind of not iconic but ironic. Singular agent, double vowel, and vice versa. Double agent, or more than multiple, gets a single vowel letter. Het kind, the child, neuter, wears no clogs. We will say does not wear, or is not wearing.
De tas.
German Tasche.
Het ondergoed.
Ondergoed.
Het hemd.
Hemd. The glasses. De bril.
Het ondergoed.
Ondergoed.
Het hemd.
Hemd.
De bril.
Bril.
De uil draagt een bril.
Uil draagt een bril. Oh, cool.
Jullie hebben de pakken.
Jullie hebben de pakken. You have the packages. What's that?
Pakken.
Suits. Yeah. Pakken. Jullie, etymologically, is you people. The noun being Leute. That one for people. Y'all. Have de pakken, the suits. Are the shirts good? Zijn, to be, plural. De hemden goed. Sorry, I do not have a bag. Let's make it, I have no bag. Ik heb geen tas. Some more Norwegian. Adjectives. Oh, we've got a checkpoint coming up. So.
Hvorfor leser du dårlige bøker?
Dårlige bøker.
Dårlige.
Huh.
Hvorfor leser du dårlige bøker?
Hvorfor leser du dårlige bøker? Hello. My little scratch note. Hello, welcome back. Good of you to drop by. Oh no. I didn't mean to do that. I don't mean to do that, friends. Derp. Sorry about that. What would you like to watch, listen to, learn about today? If anything, we've got all of the courses started now that are offered in English, and we've also got Catalan. Let me know what you're interested in there.
Det er ganske varmt ute.
But our theme for the evening has been the Germanic languages. We did one bit of Finnish as well. We've done all the Scandinavian and the West Germanic that they offer, Dutch and German, Danish, Norwegian, Swedish. They're ganske. No, Norwegian.
Ganske.
Pretty, quite, rather. Ganske. Dutch seems more like, it is. More like English than, well, depends what the comparison is. So, Dutch is closer to English. That connection is closer than English to German, in my feeling, at least from the sound of the language. Whereas, from the Dutch perspective, is it closer to English or to German? I think there's now a bigger gulf. There's a clear boundary with English, whereas with German, It's a dialect continuum. You know, there's no clear boundary from one, so it's really it's part of the same chain of dialects. It's kind of a paradoxical situation. It's not clearly closer to one or the other, from the Dutch perspective, that is. Whereas from German, they would say Dutch is closer to them than English is close to them. Det ganske varmt ute. So here's that neuter.
Varmt. Det.
It's just an unmentioned thing. The situation outside, so neuter gender marking. Det ganske is rather warm ute outside. It is, let's say rather, warm or hot. It's pretty warm outside.
Hvor mye vann har vi?
Okay, cool. Yeah. Whatever slight preference you have. It's good enough for me. Hvor mye vann har vi? What's that? I can't.
Mye.
Okay, mycket.
Vann. Hvor mye? Hvor?
How much water do we have? There we go. Hvor mye
vann har vi?
har vi?
Hvor mye vann har vi?
Hvor mye vann har vi? Hvor mye? How much water har vi? Do we have?
Du betyr mye for meg.
Mye betyr mye. Much for me. You pay betyr.
Betyr.
Interesting.
Du betyr mye for meg.
For meg.
Du betyr mye for meg.
Du betyr mye for meg.
Du betyr mye for meg.
For meg. Du betyr
Betyr.
mye for meg. Oops. Du betyr mye for meg. You mean much or a lot. For me, to me. You mean a lot to me.
Disse bøkene er gode.
Disse bøkene er gode.
Disse bøkene er gode.
So here,
Gode.
the between two vowels even can be silent. That's interesting. Gode.
Disse bøkene er gode.
Unusual. These books. Okay, the noun tells me plural definite with this ene. These books are good. So that's a plural agreement marker there on the adjective.
Dette er veldig vanskelig.
Dette er veldig vanskelig.
Dette er veldig vanskelig.
Vanskelig. So what's vanskelig? Vanskelig.
Vanskelig.
It is really hard. Dette. This must be plural, dette singular.
De er alle gode bøker.
They are all good books. De er alle gode bøker.
Hvorfor leser du dårlige bøker?
Bøker. Why do you read bad books?
Jeg har på meg lette klær.
Klær. Ja, jeg har på meg lette klær. Klær, clothes, like klere in Dutch, which we saw earlier. Lette.
Lette.
Light clothes. I have upon
Har.
myself. I'm wearing light. Now is that light colored or lightweight? Light clothes. I have
Har. Meg.
preposition. Jeg har på meg lette klær. And so, in our spelling, we still preserve a ch sound in this word light, licht. In Scandinavian languages, those sequences tended to assimilate to the right. So the T, or actually the spread, was leftward in the word. In anticipation of that second one, the T, we get a long T. Dette.
Fuglene er lette.
Fuglene, silent G here. I think it's like this for the birds.
Fuglene er lette.
Oh, okay, just a letter U there. And that the birds are light.
Det er en veldig viktig bok.
Det er en veldig viktig bok.
Det er en veldig viktig bok.
The zero suffix
Veldig.
adjective important.
Bok.
Book is not neuter, it's animate. The, it, should I say it or that? It is very, powerfully viktig, just like German. Important. Book. Why are you reading bad books? And that's dåliga is the adjective. Varför läser du dåliga böcker?
Fuglene er lette.
Fuglene är lätta. The birds are light. Fuglene är lätta. I have an important letter for you. Jag har ett viktigt brev till dig. So, fascinating. With the et tells me brev, or reminds me that brev is neuter, but it's not viktigt in Norwegian.
Hvorfor leser du dårlige bøker?
Varför läser du dåliga böcker? Läser. This coat is pretty long. Den frakken är ganska lång.
Denne frakken er ganske lang.
This coat is very long. Den frakken är ganska lång. Frakken är. Frakken. They are all good books. De är alla goda böcker. Frukost är ett viktigt måltid. Neuter, not plural but singular. Jag läser en vanskelig bok. Difficult. Jenta, the girl, dricker. Is it många or mye? Much milk. It's like mycket. That one. Not many, plural one of a countable thing. Not many milks, but mye
Dette er veldig vanskelig.
is very difficult. That, this, singular, close to myself. This is,
Fuglene er lette.
fuglene, the fowl, the birds, and the fugl, German, the fuglene,
Fuglene er lette.
lette. Hvorfor, yeah, wherefore, that's right. Hvorfor. So it's a compound of the question pronoun, interrogative pronoun, and the normally a preposition, here a postposition. For, varför, varför, hvorfor.
Dette er veldig vanskelig.
Dette er veldig vanskelig. That is very difficult. This is very difficult. Try not to get it wrong a third time. Varför. Okay, yeah, some Russian would be a good change here. So it's in the broader family that Germanic belongs to, called Indo-European, but quite different in flavor, Russian from these other ones. Let's polish up this phrases one.
Не надо.
Yeah, nada. Let me get my keyboard ready. S, Russian.
Надо.
No need. Nada. Huh.
Хорошо, до свидания.
That's not thanks, but that's good. All right.
Хорошо.
До свидания. See you later.
Свидание.
Хорошо. До свидания. See you, Mom. До свидания, Mama. And this one will convert most of the keyboard letters to Cyrillic. До свидания, Mama. До скорого. До скорого, мама.
До скорого.
До скорого. Скорого. До свидания. Oh, not so, but до. Oh, I have the duh there. До свидания.
Спасибо, не надо.
Thanks, no need. Спасибо, не надо. See you soon is до скорого. До скорого. Скорого. До скорого is the sound, but the spelling до скорого. So that's how we're going to type it. Skorogo. That gamma shape for G. And an unaccented O. There's only going to be one accented syllable in a word. Here's the sko. Let's look at this because it has more than one. These unaccented O vowels will become A. That's skoraga. Skorava. And this, exceptionally, this written G is pronounced as a V. Da skorava. See you, mom. It's the same one. Da skorava. Skoraga. Mama. Da skorava. Mama.
Да, спасибо.
Actually, let's do a different unit, I think. What do I dare to do? I better do some review first.
У меня есть мама.
У меня есть mama. So this existential
Есть.
gets a verb. It's not dropped in this one. I think it means I have a mom. У меня есть mama. It's possessive construction. I have. Not sure what case this
Меня.
is. Maybe instrumental. U is a preposition of some kind. So unto me, roughly, there exists mom. I have a mom. I have. У меня есть велосипед. У меня, right? У меня. Is it like that? У меня. 4 letters. Есть, and that gets a soft sign. So I type E-S-T apostrophe. Есть велосипед. Велосипед. And it will be pet in that last syllable. Велосипед. У меня есть, unto me there exists a bicycle.
Где молоко?
Где молоко? Where's the milk? Где молоко? He is my brother. For this identifying construction, where we use is, Russian does not need a verb. Just on мой брат. He, my brother. On мой, M-O-J. It's the Y, Cyrillic letter. Brat, B-R-A-T. Он мой брат.
Мы брат и сестра.
Мой брат и сестра. Мы брат и сестра. Brother and sister. Oh. What did I get wrong? I have milk. У меня есть молоко. У меня, just M-E-N-J-A. J-A gives a ya. Single letter. Moloko is the spelling. Moloka. Moloko. So, if you know any Greek, the Cyrillic alphabet is directly adapted from that. So it's more like Greek than it is like the Latin alphabet, which we use for English. There's still plenty of parallels between Cyrillic and Latin. She is my sister. Ona. Maya. Maya Moya. Moya. Might sound like Maya, but spelling Moya. Siestra. S-E-S-T-R-A. Ona Maya Siestra. Moya Siestra. We are brother. Okay. We are family. Me, right? M-Y is what I typed. We are. This is an identifying construction. Just we, brother, and sister is what we need for the Russian. Brat и сестра. Мы брат и сестра.
Мы брат и сестра.
We are brother. So not my. Мы is not a possessive, but the nominative form. We are. We have to supply brother and sister. There we go. Whew. Not trivial, this basic stuff.
Я ем яблоки.
I eat an apple. Я ем яблоки. Apples, plural. Яблоки. No. Нет. Нет. Here. Я не ем яблоко. Lots of yes. N-E-T. Нет. Я means I. Не means not. Ем. E-M. J-A. Яблоко for the spelling. Яблоко. Apples, we want plural. It's going to have the E suffix. So this backwards N looking one is really a Greek capital Eta, just slightly rotated, which late in the business, well, later Greek was an E sound. That's why it's this way. And the one that looks like an H is from the Greek letter nu for N. Both of those stems just rotated in the same direction. Нет, я не ем яблоки.
У нас есть все.
У нас, with us, есть.
Есть.
You are with us, I think. У нас есть все. We have everything. Okay, not a pronoun. Or maybe also a pronoun. Everything, все. Okay, I'm going to think of 所有 in Chinese means everything. That's my mnemonic. Все. Do you have у тебя, right? You have тебя with a b stop consonant there. У тебя есть брат. У TBJA, бя. Есть, E-S-T apostrophe. Brat. Question.
У тебя есть ребенок.
У тебя есть ребенок. Do you have
Ребенок.
ребенок? Do you have a child? My cat. Koshka. Looks like a feminine one, so I'm going to say Maya Koshka. M-O-J-A. Now, sh is a letter that I don't have a single key for that I know of. Koshka. Maya Koshka.
Где мои мама и папа?
Where are my mother and father? Где мой мама и папа? Interesting that this is
Мои.
plural, I think.
Мама.
Makes sense, since it's conjoined nouns there. Где, where are my mother and father? My, moya, spelling. Koshka. Oh, hey. Hi, Mark. My cat, Koshka. Sh. Moya or Maya Koshka, my cat. Okay. Send me your requests for what I should do. Until then, I'll do some more Russian.
Ты пьешь молоко.
Пьешь. Ты пьешь молоко. Do you drink milk? Ты пьешь молоко. It is my apple. Это, этот, это. But here we won't need an is verb, just это. This special letter E, the rarer one. Это мой яблоко. Яблоко. Loco. Это мой яблоко. Моё. Is it neuter? Моё яблоко. Яблоко.
Девочка не пьет кофе. Девочка не пьет кофе.
Пьет. Alright. Okay, I'm gonna use the word back.
Девочка не пьет кофе.
Yeah.
Не.
The girl does not пьет.
Пьет.
Пьет. Does not drink coffee.
Кофе. Девочка не пьет кофе.
Девочка не пьет кофе. Пьет.
Девочка не пьет кофе.
Пьет. Is it two syllables? I have. У меня есть вода. Вода. У меня есть вода и яблоки. Вода. Is that it for water? Вода. Spelling. Вода. И. Apples plural. Яблоки. Is that a suffix? У меня есть. Is it going to be a plural verb here? У меня, committed. Вода и яблоки.
Мои дети у тебя.
Мои дети у тебя. My something is yours.
Дети.
My children are with you
Тебя.
at your place. Okay. Okay, so locative or possessive, this construction.
Мои дети у тебя.
Дети.
Мои.
Indonesian tonight. That's fine. Yeah. I'm always taking requests. I'm happy to do that.
Мои дети у тебя.
У тебя. Мои
Мои дети у тебя.
дети у тебя. My children at your place. Okay. Needed to make sense before I can comfortably say it. Мои дети у тебя. Where is this apple? Bit of an odd one. If we're using this, it sounds more like we know where it is. Где? But that's not what it's about. So этот яблоко here. Это. Right. Где is this one? Let's just do it unsuffixed. Яблоко. Let's try that. What is he eating? What's the word gonna be? Let's put he. What? Let's put he eats what? On есть. On right? What's he eat? I'm thinking есть without the soft sign. E-S-T. Он ест как? Как он ест? I don't know what it is. Как ест он? Что? Not как. Как is how. Что он ест? What he eats. What he eating. Что он ест? He drinks milk. Okay. He drinks. P apostrophe E. Пье. Пьет. We don't have to worry about those dots over the O letter. Молоко. Молоко. Он пьет молоко. It is my apple. Это мой яблоко. Это мой яблоко. Darker when stressed, lighter when not. Darker when stressed. Moyo. Это moyo. Что он ест? Что? That first one I'm going to click here. Что он ест? Что он ест? It is moyo. Это moyo. So, O-E, mo, words ending in O are neuter. Hey, I'm trying to figure this out. Moyo, яблоко is my apple. Das apple, mayo. Mayo. Muchas gracias. Indonesian. What's the flag look like? White border, I think. Nope, red and white. There we go. Mayo. Mayo яблоко.
Ya, saya suka apel.
We have apples, but never get far away from them.
Ya, saya suka apel.
Yeah, yes. Saya suka apel. I like apples. Sucker for apple.
Maaf.
This is a loan from Arabic, I think,
Maaf.
with the M prefix.
Ya, maaf.
Yeah, maaf. So I hear glottal stop there.
Selamat pagi.
Selamat pagi. Selamat. Брат мой. Очень. Хорошо. Selamat pagi. Hello.
Selamat
Good
pagi.
pagi. Morning. This salamat, of course, Arabic. Salam. Salama, with a feminine suffix. Morning. Pagi.
Terima kasih.
Terima kasih. Is that thank you?
Terima.
Kasih.
Terima.
So the E is tending to drop out. Thank you. Please drink. Okay, minum is drink. Please. Silakan. Silakan. Minum. No. Bukan. Tidak. Tidak. I think bukan is not with something following. Tidak is more sentential. You, kamu, suka jeruk. You like oranges. Kamu suka jeruk. What are you particularly interested in about Indonesian, Levi? And how are we doing in the ranking? Moving on up there.
Terima kasih, selamat jalan.
Peace of the
Jalan.
peaceful road. Goodbye. Terima kasih. Thank you. Goodbye.
Selamat datang.
Datang. Selamat datang.
Selamat
Well,
datang.
and your arrival. Yeah, peaceful.
Selamat.
Hearing from it. Selamat datang. My question is, what about Indonesian would you be particularly interested in, like, discussing, thinking more about? You, Jan, or you? Is there no whatever? Salamat. Peaceful welcome, was it? Just welcome for the whole phrase, I think. Peaceful arrival.
Ya, sama-sama.
Yeah is yes. Sama-sama.
Sama.
Oh,
Sama.
it's like the Germanic word for same. Yes, you're welcome. Same.
Sama-sama.
Ya, sampai jumpa.
Sampai jumpa. Saw the word orang utan. Okay. Sampai jumpa.
Ya, sampai jumpa.
Sampai.
Ya, sampai jumpa.
So to me, these, I don't know if it's just a fluke of the computer-generated, the voice synthesizer, but I hear a voiceless P in the first one, voiced B in the second.
Ya, sampai jumpa.
So like jumpa.
Sampai.
Until we meet, see you. Okay. Yes, see you. Welcome, please. Selamat datang. Please. Silakan. So, very few instances of consonants touching. Jumba, there's one. But generally it likes to be consonant, vowel, consonant, and nice alternating chunks. Nice alternating strings. Yes, yeah. See you. That's that one. Sampai jumpa. Sampai jumpa. That's spelled with P, both of them. So maybe I'll just go back and forth between these two for a bit until another request comes in. I'm going to do Russian and Indonesian. But I'm happy to do anything that's out there, if there's interest in it.
Мой офис.
My office.
Мой офис.
This sentence. My office. So because the O has the accent on it, it'll be a rounded vowel. Our home. Nash dom. What's it? Nash dom. Is here. Здесь. Нас дом здесь. D-O-M. Z-D initial cluster. Здесь. I think they're the soft sign. See if I remember it wrong. Наш дом. Наш, not нас. Наш дом здесь was otherwise correct. Наш.
Мой план.
Мой план, my plan. Not really a sentence, is it? Мой план. Do you have a phone? У тебя есть телефон? У тебя. Тебя есть. Oh, not J. We don't need a J there. It's just sounded. Yeah. Есть телефон. Телефон.
У нас есть яблоко и яйцо. У нас есть яблоко и яйцо.
Нас есть. Okay, we have. Нас есть яблоко.
У нас есть яблоко и яйцо. У нас есть яблоко и яйцо.
Can't tell what's at the end there. Don't forget after телефон. Good.
У нас есть яблоко и яйцо. У нас есть яблоко и яйцо. У нас есть яблоко и
Яйцо.
яйцо. У нас есть яблоко и яйцо.
We have an apple and яйцо, an egg. So my suspicion is that яйцо is quite distantly related to our word egg. Ya, y. Letter C for ts. Яйца. Яйца. Wiktionary is what I want. And tell me the origin of this word for egg. Hoyom. Hoyom. Is where we get the word egg, too, from the Scandinavian languages. Exactly. Hoyom. A very old Indo-European derivative of the bird word, awis, of Latin. Awis. The bird word. We have an apple, so it's going to be that possessive construction, starting with u. Yeah, let's keep the word tiles here.
Нас.
Nas. Yes.
Есть.
That possessive sort of existential. Яблоко.
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 И.
Яйца.
Яйцо.
Яйца, with the raising of the first vowel. I have a plate. У меня есть.
У меня есть
Тарелка.
тарелка.
Тарелка. L sounds rather dark there. Тарелка. Do you have a table? У тебя есть стол.
У тебя есть стол.
Stol. I think it's related to the word Stuhl in German, chair. That means table. And the Indo-European root is the one of standing. Our home is here. It's nash.
Наш дом.
And to be here, we don't need this be. Тебя will do.
Здесь.
Some more greetings.
Terima kasih dan selamat tinggal.
Okay, here's a cluster. Tinggal. And the double G because the first G
Tinggal.
belongs to tinggal.
Terima.
Oh, thank you. Dan selamat tinggal.
Tinggal.
Stay. Peaceful stay. Oh, maybe if the person is leaving, what they say to the person, what they would say to the person remaining might be this.
Tinggal.
Terima kasih, thank you, and goodbye.
Permisi, sampai jumpa.
Permisi.
Permisi, sampai jumpa.
Please, bye. See you. Excuse me, goodbye. Permisi, excuse me.
Selamat tinggal.
Selamat tinggal.
Assalamualaikum.
Assalamualaikum.
Assalamualaikum, selamat siang.
Assalamualaikum. Greetings. Selamat siang.
Siang.
Day, afternoon.
Waalaikumsalam.
Waalaikumsalam. Greetings to you too. What do we watch?
Waalaikumsalam.
Much. And to you, greetings in Arabic.
Selamat siang.
Selamat siang. Good day.
Permisi, sampai jumpa.
Excuse me. Excise me. Sampai jumpa.
Permisi, sampai jumpa. Permisi, sampai jumpa.
Oh, it's because the word is unstressed that the voice is like that. Goodbye.
У нее есть вода.
Ее.
Нее. У нее есть вода.
So it's a pronoun. Probably, do we have water?
Нее.
She. Okay. So whatever case form this is, instrumental. Unto her is there water. I think water is grammatically the subject, but not at the front of this one. Not at the beginning of the sentence.
У нее есть вода.
Ее. У нее есть вода.
У него есть брат или сестра.
Брат или сестра. Brother or sister.
У него есть брат или сестра.
Него.
Него.
Gamma letter pronounced as a V here.
У него есть брат или сестра. Брат. Или
Или. With lowering of the final vowel. Сестра.
сестра. У него есть брат или сестра.
У него есть брат или сестра. And that's does he have a brother or sister? He. Nievo. If you look at these first two letters in the word, so the spelling is N-E-G-O, but this, exceptionally, this G is here a V. And if you look at those letters, it spells he, and that's who it refers to.
У них есть молоко.
У них.
У них есть молоко.
Yeah, exactly. У них
У.
есть молоко.
У них есть молоко.
Молоко.
У них есть молоко.
Молоко.
У них есть молоко. Есть. Них.
They. Них. Okay, E is common for plural ones. And our word they ends with Y. This one ends with X.
Них.
Right next door to Y.
У них есть молоко.
They have milk. У них есть молоко. Них. I didn't quite nail it. Does she have water?
У.
Oh, that one is, does he have? This one's also going to be with N.
Нее.
Ее. So all sound common here. У нее есть.
Есть.
Вода.
Вода.
Вода. Unto her is there water.
Лошадь пьет.
Лошадь.
Лошадь пьет. Лошадь пьет.
The horse is drinking.
Лошадь пьет.
Лошадь. Where does this come from? Yes, I did. Losha, a Turkic borrowing. Alasha in Tatar. Chuvash Lasha. Alasha in Kazakh. Crimean Tatar Alasha. Nice. Piet. The horse is drinking. Wouldn't have gotten that without the help of... I had no memory of this.
Лошадь.
Loshat word. It's got kind of horsey legs.
Лошадь.
L initial. Лошадь пьет.
Лошадь. Пьет.
Пьет. Пьет. Is it a two-syllable word? What do you think, Jason? Piyot, single syllable or two? They have apples. So unto them, u.
У.
Них. Них есть.
Них. Есть.
And this doesn't seem to be a plural verb, even though
Яблоки.
apples is plural. So it's an invariant existential like you have in Spanish, I. Es gibt also in German, not sie geben. Oh, I forgot how I phrased it. One was even the question. Oh, one syllable, yeah. So, good. 1.5 syllables. Does he have? So it's that possessive existential type construction. Does he have a brother or a sister? Unto him exist brother or sister is going to be my Russian word order. У него. That's the word right there on the screen. У него есть брат или сестра. Брат или сестра. Whoa. Nope. У него есть брат или сестра. Letter D looks like a G in handwriting. in the handwritten script form. How can is that going to be on Wikipedia? Or maybe if I just look, so the D letter, right? This one has it. A lighter in Ely. Lighter. It's got it right here. Maybe this will tell me the cursive form. No. Variations of D. Yeah, it doesn't seem to have it up here. Oh, okay. Levi says looks like a G. There it is in this handwritten form. DG. Even though it is a D in sound. So this would come from the Greek delta, really. This looks very little like a delta that I can perceive. Maybe it has to do with this loop. Maybe that was felt to be more important. I don't know. I wonder what this downward and then looping back up into that 2 shape. I wonder how it's handwritten. Okay, let's change gears a bit and go over to Chinese, and we can practice our character lookup. Maybe we'll start off with the basic set and go on to express. Cursive T is being recommended to me. It looks like an M if I recall. Wild. Cyrillic letter T is what we're looking at. It's the printed form. Not too surprising there. From the Greek tau. But we want to see the letter shapes. Here it is. Yeah. So I just cannot imagine taking 4 strokes to write a capital T letter. And the lowercase looks like that cursive M that I learned in grade school. Oops. Alright, we did Russian, Indonesian, and now Chinese. And back to Duolingo here. Alright, getting closer to the halfway point.
轻
Qing means to be lightweight.
爱好
So note, 好 is how we're familiar with this one as a word on its own, third tone. But here it's fourth. That comes from the old Chinese nominalizing suffix. Right? That which you like. That which you love and like. So an and sort of compound. Loves and likes, that's your hobby. 爱好.
.爱好
Okay, let's read them from left. 印度 means India.
印度
旅游 to travel.
旅游
To be good looking. 好看
好看
hobby.
爱好松
Sung means pine, the tree, or it means relax, loosen.
旅
Lü to travel. Doesn't really occur on its own, but it's in compounds.
旅 旅
It's a U with 2 dots, and then above those 2 dots, an angry pair of eyebrows. For third tone. Lü. Which of these is Spanish?
椅子
椅子
房间
房间
西班牙语，
西班牙语 1, 1, 2, 3.
他的爱好是听音乐。
他的爱好是听音乐. His hobby is listening to music. Song.
松
Okay, let's read them from left. The forest, lin.
林
Cat, mao.
猫
The apple character, it's not apple on its own. Ping.
平
Song.
松我买了一个新手机
我买了一个新手机. I've bought a new cell phone, a new hand machine. 手机. 新 is new. 一个 one individual new hand machine is a new cell phone.
因为我喜欢认识新朋友，所以我想旅游。
Okay, nice long one. 因为我喜欢认识新朋友，所以我想旅。Okay, this last we have a series of third tones. Let me get that tone, changed tone. 所以我想旅游。Because I like to make new friends. So I like making the acquaintance of new friends. I like to meet new friends. 所以 therefore,我想旅游. I want to travel. And in English, to me, it's inelegant to say because, therefore, one or the other will do. But Chinese likes to have both. Everything's clearly marked. Let's do them from the left. Lightweight. 轻.
轻.
This one means like slap somebody's palm. 拍.
拍.
This is 经, which means like a literary classic.
经.
Can also mean pass through and already. And finally, the machine 机.
机. 轻.
轻 with the aspirate consonant.
我太忙了，我只想轻松一下。
太忙了，我只想。
我太忙了，我只想轻松一下。
轻松 here it's that relaxing meaning for 松 in this compound. 一下. And this is just a matter of the simplified character forms. In the traditional ones, you'd have a different character for relax as opposed to the pine tree, but they sound alike. 我太忙了, I'm too busy. It has come to be, this liao shows completeness of change. 我只想, I only think of 轻松一下, relaxing. I only want to relax. Want to relax. 旅, let's do them from the left. Travel, 旅.
旅.
饭, cooked food.
饭.
松, meaning relax.
松.
Either 好 or 好.
好.
好 to be good.
旅.
文.
文.
Writing. 轻, writing. 轻 means lightweight.
轻.
R radical. 旅.
旅.
Travel. 爱好 hobby.
爱好.
Relax. 松.
松. 那是我们的西班牙语老师。
那是我们的西班牙语老师。That is the topic of the sentence is just 那。That is our 我们的 Spanish teacher. Travel 旅 Relax 松 Study 习爱好
轻，你的爱好是什么？
你的爱好是什么？ What is your hobby? Your hobby is what? He is not busy today. He is relaxed. 他今天不忙。Okay, this is the graphic input method. Which your basic, okay, here's the full set. If you just scroll down, it maps out the keyboard with those basic values, all 26. So these are when I call out O, it's going to be for the person radical in one of its variant forms. He is not busy today. 他今天, so 他 OPD. Already time for a refresh. OPD. 今天 OIN. 天 is predicted. 不忙, he's not busy. MF. 不忙 is PYV. He is relaxed. 他轻松了, I guess. OPD. 他轻 is with the car on the left. Top and bottom JJ. For the right side, MVM. Song is predicted. Here's the full traditional one. Now let's put to make it sound complete. And try that. 他很轻松. He is very relaxed. All right, we'll do it that way. I want to travel to Spain. 我想去西班牙旅游. I want. 我想 HQI. So if you just put in this URL, you can follow along and grab these characters for yourself. 我想 I want to. DUP for this one. Just picture the character and break it down into bits. 想去 go to a place is GI. 西班牙 MCW. There's 班牙 predicted. It's that same squad ban that I looked up recently. To travel there. So we're going to break that travel to a place expression into two sequential verb phrases in Chinese. Go to Spain, and then 旅游 intransitive for travel. 旅 is YSO. So note how these characters that are shown have they all have the same thing on the left. We've specified the left half here with YS. And here's the travel one. HV. What follows 旅游 is predicted. Okay, and we're going to simplify. Although I don't think it makes a difference here. In this set of characters. 去西班牙旅游. He is not busy today. 他很轻松. 他今天不忙. OPD. OIN. 天不 MF. 忙 PYV. 他很 OPD HOAV. 他很轻松 JJMVM. And song predicted there, and we're going to simplify. He is relaxed. So the fact that we used 很 and not 很 before the verb there, and not la after it, tells us that it's a state of verb, and rather than an eventive one, a state of being relaxed, which persists through time, and not a single change of state.
拍
to smack with the hand.
度
like degree. From left. Place where 所
所
degree
度
language 语
语
reason
音
You select
印
yin to press down.
照
To shine. What's the basic meaning here? Yeah, shine, I guess. Don't see it on its own, but just find it in compounds. No, maybe you do. Like according to would be one meaning. In. Like stay. Okay, ya.
牙
Pai to slap, smack.
拍
In.
印
And then to practice, acquire by study. Xi.
习
We want
印象
xiang. What does xiang mean in the fourth tone? Camera. 拍照机照相机 There it is. That's where it's fourth tone. 相
桌子
桌子 table.
西班牙，
西班牙 Spain.
照相机
照相机点 means like drop dot.
点
照
照
相
相
That is 照 is it's also 超. What is we don't want that one. This one is 超 at the end.
超
It's like to be superior to go beyond.
照
Shine.
我的家在印度。
我的家在印度. My home is in India.
我最喜欢用手机拍照。
我最喜欢用手机拍照。拍照。So one way to view it is as 3 verb phrases in series. I most like, and that the rest of it is the object or the complement of this verb. I like the most. 用手机 use cell phone. 拍照 I don't quite know an idiomatic way to break it down, but it means take pictures. Can't really tell you what those two pieces each mean there. My favorite, well, I like taking pictures the most, let's say. Taking pictures, we nominalize that verb this way by adding the ing to the verb. Like taking pictures the most. With the phone, we gotta say 用手机拍. So from left, language 语.
语
Number 2 is the one we want. 像.
像
And this is, well, it's a family name. Can be read a few ways.
博
Is one. 拍.
拍
Number 2 and number 4 have the same phonetic part, and 3 and 4 have the same radical on the left. 拍
拍
照
照
度
度
印
印
照相
照相
像 Alright, that's that one. 因
因
度
度
印
印因印
These are the same syllable in different tones. High level,
因
falling.
印像
照
照
度
度
印
印
拍
拍
照相
照相。明年3月我们会去印度旅游。
明年3月我们会去印度旅游。We will travel to India next March of next year. 去印度旅游 we travel there. Go there for travel.
你的照相机在房间里。
你的照相机在房间里。Your camera is in the room. Let's break it down into its parts. The sentence is the topic of it is your camera. 你的照相机。你的
照
pertaining to you. And then 在 is the verb to be in a place.
间
To be in 房间 room 里
间
inside. To be inside
里
So we could call li a postposition, but I think it's even better to regard it as a noun. You could call it a post noun. It forms a compound with a word like room to mean the inside of the room. And then 在 location, the locative verb takes that complex noun as its object.
明年3月我们会去印度旅游。
Same one. Next March we will travel to India. 明年, so here it gets really fun. A is the sun, B is the moon. This Ming puts the sun and moon together. A, B. Let me let you read along as I enter. Makes a bit more sense. That's all we need there. Ming, Nian predicted next year. 3月
明年3月我们会去印度旅游。
Okay, tell you what, let's switch over to the express input one. It's going to preserve what I've typed.
明年3月我们会去印度旅游。
So here, the max number to input any single character is 2 strokes, the first and the last, first component. 我们, that's going to be H-I-O-N. 我们
明年3月我们会去印度旅游。
会去 Hui is O-A. 去 well, it's only ever going to be 2 strokes, G-I. 印度, this is a hard one, but since it's just 2, makes it a bit simpler. Starts with an H, ends with an L for sure. 印 is there, 度 is predicted. 旅游 starts with a Y stroke, ends with an O. 旅, I think, think it's an O. Yo. Let me try yo. It also starts with a Y. And this one ends with a D. Oh, okay. I didn't quite get that one right. Maybe it ends with V? Yeah, there it is, number 7. Yo is predicted. 明年3月 next March 我们会去印度 we will go to India 旅游 to travel. Simplify. So there, travel, look at the second kanji, second hanzi. Let's get travel again. Y, V, Y, D. This gives us 旅游. So in the traditional shape, it's got that 走之, that outer L-shaped enclosure. When we simplify it, right, take it here. Watch what happens when we simplify. We replace it with water, those 3 dots on the left. 旅游
明年3月我们会去印度旅游。
他们喜欢用照相机拍照。
他们喜欢用照相机拍照。They like to take pictures using a camera or with a camera.
我的爱好是拍照。
我的爱好是拍照。My hobby is photography, taking pictures. So here's a real nice fact for, well, it's easy for us going to Chinese. If you're coming from Chinese learning English, it makes it hard. And what I mean is this many compounds, such as 拍照, can be equally well a noun or a verb. There's no change in the form at all, and really often little change in the syntax. So to a Chinese native speaker learning English, it's really cumbersome to sort of disentangle when you would use the nominalized form. Like when would you say photography and when would you say take pictures? It's the same word in Chinese. I imagine it's very frustrating. 度. Okay, we got place where 所 degree 度 language 语 reason 音 Just gotta select the right one.
我最喜欢用手机拍照。
Most like using the cell phone to take pictures. I like taking pictures with my cell phone the best. The most. Taking pictures with the phone the most. With the phone the most. 度
我最喜欢用手机拍照。
Like taking pictures with the phone the most. Like taking pictures with the phone. It's very picky when many possible translations do this as well. Okay, I think it's a good place to end it. Thank you everyone for watching. Give us a follow and we'll see you next time.